Shayna's got a plan, no need to fret. Found a way to help that you won't forget. Doctors lost the answers, but she found the key. Empowering ladies, setting us free. Battle in the storm with courage and grace. Shayna's got the wisdom to help you embrace. No more relying on pills they don't know. She's got the strength to help you grow. Feel the power rising inside. Shayna's guidance right by your side. Life's getting brighter step by step. With Shayna's touch, you're gonna prep. Feel the power rising inside. Shayna's guidance right by your side. Life's getting brighter step by step. With Shayna's touch, you're gonna prep. Medicine shelves are emptying out. Finding real strength, that's what it's about. No more prescriptions tying you down. With Shayna's help, you'll wear the crown. Ladies, hear the call, it's time to rise. Shayna lifts the veil, opening eyes. No more shadows breaking your day. With her wisdom, fight pain away. Broken paths don't mean you're lost. Shayna shows to bear through the cost. Healing hearts one smile at a time. With Shayna, you'll shine forever and feel the power rising inside. Shayna's guidance right by your side. Life's getting brighter step by step. With Shayna's touch, you're gonna prep. Feel the power rising inside. Shayna's guidance right by your side. Life's getting brighter step by step. With Shayna's touch, you're gonna prep, gonna prep. Ladies and shelves are emptying out. Finding real strength, that's what it's about. No more prescriptions tying you down. With Shayna's help, you'll wear the crown. I've been waiting all my life for someone like you, like you. I would watch the days go by, wasted in blue. I was out of use. Now every day, every night, every moment with you, I'm walking on air. And every day, every way, I feel I can't lose. I wanna shout it out, ain't no limit. I wanna shout it up to the world. You got me all worked up, got me spinning. I'm crazy for love, crazy for love, crazy for love, crazy for love. Crazy for love. Whenever lost, whenever down, you know what to do, to do. There's no mountain I won't climb to be right by your side, right by your side. Now every day, every night, every moment with you, I'm walking on air. And every finding the strength deep inside. Shayna Melissa takes us on this ride from suffering to a life so free. Her healing touch should set you free with the
voice.
heart.
Hello, Ladies, have you checked your pups yet? This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but today we're going to talk more than just about awareness and prevention. We're going to hear that if you get that dreaded diagnosis, what do you do next? From a breast cancer survivor who is truly thriving, Miss Traci Griffin's coming all the way from New Mexico. He's also the founder of Elevate 50 and many other things. I am Shayna Melissa Stockman, the autoimmune expert who empowers mostly ladies to get and feel better even when the men's didn't, and especially my fellow autoimmune warriors and cancer warriors. Now, today I'd like to share with you a little bit about Miss Traci. Miss Traci Griffin is all the way from New Mexico. She is a breast cancer survivor herself who is inspirational and truly thriving. But not only that, there's more. Traci Griffin is the founder of Achieve Greatness Daily and creator of the Thrive Mindfulness Method, helping midlife women replace self doubt and clarity through intention, visualization, and gratitude. Her area of expertise are master mindfulness and mindset for women in midlife. After her double mastectomy and losing her corporate career in just 2 weeks after recovery, Tracy used mindfulness, journaling, and visualization to heal her body and rebuild her life. Now, cancer free, she teaches others how to turn adversity into purpose and live with the confidence and calm no matter what life brings. Miss Traci Griffin, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me. Such an honor.
Oh, you're welcome. And that must have been such a scary diagnosis for you. Before we dive in, I see some eyeballs on us. Guys, we want to make this fun and interactive. So if you drop a question, Trace your eye will answer it during the live stream, or a comment will give you a special shout out. And definitely follow both of us on all the socials and subscribe on that Shayna Melissa. Now, so Tracy, thank you for being so inspirational to a lot of breast cancer survivors. I know that must be a really scary situation to go through, and it's something we don't have experience at in life. And once we get that dreaded diagnosis, like what do we do? And what can you, if you wouldn't mind, enlightening us a little bit more how you first got diagnosed?
Yeah, so that day I'll never forget. I was had to go back for a routine biopsy, and when I was back doing the biopsy and the ultrasound, I had a feeling that something was not normal, but I still did not feel like I had to stress or anything like that. I went home and it was the holiday weekend. It was Easter weekend and Good Friday and all of that. So I had to wait for my test results. And I remember
Oh,
waiting on Monday. Yeah. So Monday, I called the doctor's office Monday afternoon. My husband and I were going for a walk. We were walking our dog, Champ, taking a hike. And right before, he's like, "Have you heard?" And I'm like, "No, I'll call." So I called, and they didn't have the results. And so, okay, we're going to go on our walk. We are coming back from our walk, and the phone rings. And so I'll never forget when I was in our driveway and I put the doctor on speaker, and she delivered the bad news. And I was shocked. He was shocked. But Shayna, the one thing that really helped me in that is years ago, I interviewed people on their journey from sickness to health, to
mm.
sickness to wellness. And it was a nonprofit funny called, it was World Wellness Education. So we have so many synergies here.
We have
So
so many. We both healed
yeah,
ourselves. We both had the mindset. Now, I have a question. I heard you say routine biopsy. I'm sorry. I don't think any biopsy is routine. I guess they had seen something there prior and then wanted to repeat it. So it was just like a monitoring process for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
so no, it was nothing prior, and I shouldn't have said routine biopsy. It was a
Oh,
routine
okay.
going back to the mammogram and a
Oh,
routine,
okay.
then they
Yeah.
did the ultrasound, and then by the time we did the biopsy, it was not routine, at
Yes.
that point.
Yes. Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't have said that. But yeah, so getting that diagnosis, the very first thing that I did is looked at my husband and just said, you know, this is not going to define who I am, and I will be okay. I will not be a victim. We're not going to go through
Yes.
this with me being a victim. And instead, the only thing that we're going to look for is where are the blessings and where are the things to be grateful for. That is all I'm going to focus on. And luckily, he agreed and was right there with me. So we didn't
Mm.
have that battle of, him fearing the worst and me trying to be positive and all of
That's
that. So we
great
were
that
on.
you Yeah, that's great that you have support. Now, I'll bring up a couple of points. Since I've been this licensed healthcare pro for over 30, if I have a patient with bad news, like a cancer, and it's not like emergent, like, oh my God, you have pneumonia or heart failure, I tend to wait till after the weekend because if it's Friday evening, I really don't want to ruin their weekend. But by the same token, ladies out there and even the men, if you're waiting for a biopsy result, never, ever, ever assume it's normal. I always tell my patients, and other doctors are the opposite. Other doctors say, if you don't hear it's negative. No, I say, listen, if you don't get a result, you must contact our office. Never, ever, ever assume it's negative. The lab might not have sent it. They might have been out of fax, paper, ink. And it's very important. And I had one cancer warrior before her diagnosis, a lady I knew from the community. I said, oh, did you get your biopsy result yet? No, she wasn't my patient. Nah, it must be normal. It must be normal. I nagged her for over a month. And finally, she called that it was cancer. She called the doctor again and again and again. So, ladies, if you don't hear about a biopsy result, please don't assume it's normal. Doesn't mean it's positive, but call and make sure you get the answer.
Yeah.
Mhm. Wow, wow. And we have so many commonalities. Let's see, we both had bad illnesses. We both healed ourselves. Our jobs, our corporate jobs gave us a hard time over our health, no matter how much we bent over backwards. Like I never called in sick, was never out, never took a personal day. And like there I am with my own medical, and I'm like, I got the same poor treatment. And I worked for a health insurance carrier at the time. Shame on
Yeah.
you. um, let me ask you, if it's too personal, you don't have to answer, but women are taught go for mammo every year. And a lot of us don't. And ladies, if you can't remember when your mammos do, maybe pick your birthday month or January or some special month. Now, it's important to get tested, but I'm not going to give you guidelines today because everybody's different depending on your signs, your symptoms, your history, your family history, your age. But go to a licensed healthcare pro at least once a year to see if you need a mammo and or sonogram and or MRI or other testing. And I'd say, ladies, please do self-breast exam every single month because if you go for a mammo yearly and you skip a year, that's 24 months, 2 years. Where if you did a self-breast exam, you might have caught it so many months earlier before it spread and spread further. So it's were you going regularly, would you say, for your testing?
I was not going regular.
Okay.
I had been moved several times, and finding a doctor, and especially during COVID times, was not easy. And that's when I had made multiple moves. So, but the what I had was caught extremely early, and I am so blessed that
Yes.
I did go for that mammogram when I did,
Yeah.
and that I did go back when they called me back because my cancer was a lobular cancer, and it's typically not even found in mammograms.
Mm.
But I got really blessed. I had an amazing tech who saw something questionable, and the gal who did the ultrasound, I knew that I was probably in a little bit of trouble when she was doing the ultrasound because she was very chatty for the first 10 minutes, and then for the next 20 minutes she did.
Oh.
So,
Yes. Oh, she could put on a poker face. So that's important too, is I would say go for your licensed healthcare pro, get a professional breast exam. My ladies, probably your gynecologist might be the best one for you. Um, Mammo, decide with your healthcare pro for your situation how often you should go. And then if you have dense breasts, please don't ask, advocate for yourself and make sure you also get a sonogram each and every time, because with dense breast tissue, the mammography often misses it. And I believe the more testing you do, the better chance you might capture. If the mammo misses it, maybe the sono would catch it. If the sono missed it, so there's all options, and discuss them with your healthcare pro. If it's the mammo usually in the US, we say every year, more often if you have an abnormality. The sono, every time you get a mammo, or alternating if you have dense breasts or any abnormalities. You can also get a breast MRI as well as a good diagnostic. And mammos in Europe are done less often. Sometimes they do them every 3 years because it is radiation, but it is a low dose radiation, but it's still radiation each and every year. They are squishing your breast tissue, damaging it, and radiating it. So you have to decide with your licensed healthcare pro how often you need it, and if it's going to be yearly or every 2 years, or if you're going to maybe alternate your mammo with your ultrasounds and your MRIs. Maybe on the odd years, you do your mammos. On the even years, you do an MRI and an ultrasound. And also, I don't know if you know this, there's AI technology now to detect breast cancers much earlier.
that's so amazing.
Yes, what they'll do is the AI technology, after you have your mammo and your testing, AI programs will double check them. And they have the power, more so than the naked eye, to detect subtle little tiny abnormalities that might be missed by the human. And then if the AI systems, they usually call it enhanced cancer detection, enhanced breast cancer detection. So then, if the AI system detects maybe this is a change since her last one a year ago, then they have a human re review all the images. And they're saying that the digital re review can catch cancer sometimes a couple years earlier than the human diagnostician and radiologist reading it. So we have a lot of tools out there, and definitely self breast exam, please, 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 because all of these tests have a possibility of maybe missing. And ladies, for those that want to do a thermography, now instead of getting the mammo, we know it's uncomfortable, and some ladies would rather do a thermography where they can see breast detect breast cancers without squishing your boobie like a mammo. But the problem is that test can also miss a breast cancer, especially if you have what's called a cold cancer, because the thermography looks for cancer that's producing heat. And if your cancer is not producing heat, the thermography might miss it. So please do not use thermography instead of a mammo. It could be used in addition.
Well, and early detection is so important. I mean,
Yes.
that was the biggest thing that saved me, was that early detection,
Yes.
because I didn't have to feel pressured or make decisions, for some other, cancer treatments that honestly scare me worse than the cancer diagnosis itself. I've
Yes.
watched my dad deal with it, and so many people that I'm just very thankful I didn't have to face those
Yes.
decisions.
Yes. That is a very good point. So I'd say it's important to have a strong mindset. We can help. And Traci is a master at the mindset. She can help master your mindset so you can have a stronger mindset when you're going into this cancer battle as well. Mindset is so important, but also doing some of the research and I guess advocating for yourself. Ladies out there and men, breast cancer can affect some men too. Please ask your licensed healthcare pro, what are all the options available to me? Because a lot of times doctors like to give order and say, okay, you're going to do this chemo, this many sessions, and this radiation, and this surgery. But ask your licensed healthcare pro, what are all of my available options? And what are the pros and cons of each? And the success rates as well. Because cancer can help kill the cancerous cells, but cancer can also kill the people as well. And that's important for people to know. I mean, I'm sorry, the chemo, the
Chemo,
treatment itself
chemo.
can kill a cancer cell, but can also kill the patients as well. So it's important that you advocate for all of your options out there. And can you share with us a few pro tips? And it could be either on mindset or cancer survival or anything you'd like to say that you wish you knew these tips ahead of time. That might help the viewer out there.
Yeah. So a few things that helped me get through the diagnosis and all of the treatments and everything that I did have to go through was my mindset, as you mentioned. And I used visualization as one of the key tools, and visualization in a different way. I created meditations, and I have meditations online now, but I created specific meditations for what I was going through before my surgery, and just really making sure that I hit all of those emotions and really felt the way that I wanted to feel. So making myself feel that I was healing well and that the surgery went well, and how happy and relieved and grateful I was about how well the surgery was. I did that meditation for the full week leading up to the surgery, and I had to have 3 surgeries. So that was extremely important, was that. And then also just, letting go and surrendering. I think a cancer
Mm,
diagnosis really does that. Sometimes it's so hard to let go of things in our lives that we know we don't have any control over ultimately, but we still
good.
try to keep that control. And with a cancer diagnosis, you don't have that control. You
Mm,
have control over what you're doing and the choices and the treatments. You can make choices there, right? But you have no control over whether you have cancer or you don't have cancer.
mm.
It's one way or another. You're not going to wish it away, right?
Yes, and I learned in nursing the Serenity Prayer. Now, I don't have it memorized, but the bottom line with the Serenity Prayer is listen, know what you can control and what you can't. Be smart enough to know the difference. Let go what you cannot control because it's just going to eat up your time, your energy, your effort. Just let it go. And so just be wise enough to know what you can and when you cannot control, what you can't control, let go. Whatever you can, please do. Elizabeth says, yes, mindset is in. And it is important to have that strong mindset to advocate for yourself. And we got a comment. Hey, ladies, great topic and reminder. Checking the tatas or papes. And, and a tip that I have, one of the very first patients I ever diagnosed with breast cancer was a very young girl, not even old enough to get the mammographies according to standards and her family history. And this was years ago before a lot of us had cell phones. She developed cancer in the exact spot she used to keep her cell phone in her bra. And we know now cell phones have radiation. So, ladies, please, when you're going to work and going out, you don't want to bring a purse. Do not put your phone in your bra. And if you want to have babies, don't put it in your pocket where your pelvis and your ovaries are. Same with the men. It's been linked the radiation to infertility issues. So please, ladies, put it in a purse, put it on airplane mode, turn it off when you're not using it. I won't even put it to my ear anymore. I'll put it on speakerphone unless I'm in public. So less radiation is better. I also have a wired router where I'm not using all the Wi-Fi all the time. And when I'm asleep at night, I put it on airplane mode, I turn it off, I put it on the other side of my house. So that's my tip to the ladies, and the self breast exams and a professional exam every single year. Your mammos, sonos, the mammographies, combination of all of those MRIs. Oh, I'll have to say this. Speaking of mindset, thank you, producer. Um, this is really awesome, guys. This is a free gift for you, for all the viewers on. Just go to worldwellnessexpert.com/30 days. It is positivity, a daily dose of positivity every day for 30 days. It will give you these 30 beautiful screensavers that you can use for your laptop or your cell phone with another positive message each and every day. And you can decide if you want to change your screen every day, every week, every month, but it gives you 30 screensavers with positive messages and sometimes little calls to action that are fun and enjoyable for you. Um, so just go to worldwellnessexpert.com/30 days to claim your daily dose of positivity. And we'll drop it in the show notes. And I also wanted to ask you, let's lighten it up a little bit. We have a few minutes. What is one fun tip about you that most people might not know or might have a little shock value to it, perhaps?
So that's a great question. And by the way, I love your positivity tips. That is one of the things I did also. So to answer your question, I would do intention statements on and put them on my phone. So I love that you have that because it's so important because those mantras, those things that we tell ourselves, it replaces that negative thinking and all of that doubt and that worry. One of the things that I would say over and over is I'm getting better and better every day in every way. And let me tell you, Shayna, that was so tough to do at times because there were weeks where I couldn't even bathe myself or could barely get to the bathroom, so being able to just, look for the positive, look where you're getting better makes such a difference. So
Yeah.
something that people don't know about me, or a lot of people don't know about me, is I'm extremely afraid of heights. Um, but even though I'm deathly afraid of heights, I am about conquering fear and making sure that, I know that's just fear, and I can get over anything that's fearful. It's probably one of the things that helped me with the cancer diagnosis. But I have done things like hang glided, behind planes, and I've jumped out of a plane and done lots of things. The only thing I will not do, so far I say I will not do, is actually climb a mountain that I have to be strapped, like tethered
Oh,
to,
yes.
like
Like the
that I
belay.
think is a little bit more terrifying than I
You're
can
blowing
do.
my
But
mind right now. We have so many commonalities. I thought you would tell them that you were a TV personality for a long time,
no,
but
I
we'll get
did
into
that
that
too.
also. Yes, I also, and I've actually given that example when that question was asked to me. I've actually said I was afraid of heights, so to conquer it, I went skydiving, and I did. And I held the videographer's hand, and we did some cool spins. So that's another commonality we have. We were both afraid of heights and conquered our fear by skydiving. When I landed, I was ready to do it again. And this was back in the day when we had cameras, right? So
Yeah.
the
One,
footage,
yeah.
yes, and the footage, they gave me the film roll to develop. That's how old I am, guys. And they gave me the wrong film roll. So I had a bunch of pictures of skydivers playing basketball. But I'll have to do it again. But I did get the video. So that's awesome. We have so many commonalities. We were both sick, corporate. Our jobs didn't treat us well. We both went skydiving. We both healed ourselves, have a strong mindset. What's one piece of advice you would give your younger self looking back? If you could tell your younger self something and you only had one piece of advice to give.
That your feelings matter. Your feelings are guides. I
Ooh.
think we're taught so often to stuff our feelings, suck it up, buttercup, things like that.
Yes,
And we don't realize we discount our feelings. And if I
yes,
would have really have paid attention to what my feelings were telling me, I would have known that I needed to leave my corporate career 3 years before I did. Had I have done that, I would not have had some of the health issues that I had leading up to the cancer diagnosis.
yes.
And in honesty, Shayna, I'm not sure I would have had a cancer diagnosis. The
Mm.
stress
Stress.
and
Yeah.
everything that I was, and the hopelessness that I was
Yes.
feeling was so strong and so terrifying, much more terrifying than the cancer diagnosis in actuality. But I discounted those feelings and just said, I need to suck it up. I need to toughen up. I need to
You're,
just
you're
do it.
totally blowing my mind right now because we have so many parallels. Well, I too was putting my corporate JOB first. Oh my God, it's my 401, my health, my vacays, sick times that they never let me cash in vacays or sick times. And I was in full blown heart failure when this pandemic started, running an ER not attached to a hospital as the highest practitioner there with part staff. And I'm like, I am taking care of the world. Like, who's taking care of me? I'm like, oh my God, no one's taking care of me. If I don't do it, no one's going to do it. And you know what that corporate job would tell me at the end of the day? Not how are you? Do you need to rest? Take a break. How many did you see today? I can only see the number of victims that walked into the ER. Oh my God. And I saw each and every one. So we have so many parallels. So, ladies, please do not put your JOB or your business ahead of your health. I call it the hard boiled egg syndrome. If you wait till you boil the hard boiled egg and then you're like, oh no, it's too long, you can't easily reverse it. So, ladies, don't wait till your body gets like that because it's hard to unboil a hard boiled egg and it's hard to undo the damage that's done. I could help you do it, but it's much better if you have the strong mindset. Get out of your comfort zone. It's scary doing what you have to do, but what I realized was not not leaving that job was going to kill me and was much scarier than leaving that corporate job with the benefits. I'm not saying leave, but I'm saying prioritize your one life. You only get one shot at this life. Your one life ahead of your job. Mm-mm. Oh, and yes, we also want to share a couple of other things before we go. Traci, I'm so glad that you have a VIP offer, and I was able to VIP to your last program, and I know you so over deliver. And I thank you for attending my workshop as well. And I understand that you have a little gift for the audience members, and they can get it at achievedgreatnessdaily.com. Can you explain to us what they're going to get, the little goodie?
So if they go to achievegreatnessdaily.com/planner, then what I can do is they'll get a how we do the visualization. So it's just a few pages, but it's really going to teach them how to do quantum transformational visualizations. And in a way that if I would have had that figured out beforehand, then I wouldn't have been stuck for so long. So it allows you to really see the way you want your future and see possibilities, because if you think that there's nothing, there's no possibilities. If you think there's no hope, there's not going to be. You're not going to see the answers that are right in front of you. You're going to pat your RAC, your reticular activating system in your brain is not going to notice it. So this planner, it's really simple and it'll help you create the life you want.
That is so true. Now, I went to your website and it was very easy. Literally, guys, you just click right there. It says, "Do you want to download me?" And you just click download, and that's it. And it is achievegreatnessdaily.com. Is that correct?
Yep.
Daily,
Yep. That's correct.
achievegreatnessdaily.com.
Yeah.
Um, that is
And
so awesome.
thank you so much for your workshop this last weekend. You
Oh,
gave such great advice, and especially for those looking for, something else to help make us better and live longer and healthier long term. Because all of the treatments that I went through and all of the nutritionists and everybody I talked to, they really don't know. It's like,
mhm.
well, don't drink alcohol other than one a day, and eat a little bit more fruits and vegetables, and that's really all the advice that you
Yes.
get, and
Oh,
not what we really need. And I knew that
yes,
from all of my interviews and all of my work in the wellness industry, but so many people
yes.
don't. Like, there's
And
so many lifestyle changes that I made, and you teach people how
mm,
to do that.
thank you for appreciating that and realize that. And one of my cancer warriors that I'm working with, her the problem is this, ladies. I want you to know you don't have to pick traditional or alternative. You can choose both or one or the other. That's the beauty of it. I sit down with a lot of cancer warriors and I decide what's best for them. If it's chemo, with their cancer team, it could be, is it chemo? Is it chemo radiation? Is it surgery? Is it alternatives instead of the traditional? Is it traditional and alternatives? Is it just alternatives? So, ladies, you have to do your own research. Reach out to me and make your own educated decision. With my clients, I don't give a doctor's order. You do this. I give you all of the available options. And one of the cancer warriors that's working with me, when I started working with her, she did traditional treatments and my healthier alternatives. And I said, did they ever tell you about watching your sugars? She's like, no. I'm like, how often are you sitting there getting these treatments for how many hours? And they don't even tell you to watch the sugar that's feeding the cancer. So even Sloan Kettering was amazed at the results she got. I would say when I first started working with her, I would have given her, after being a licensed healthcare pro with 30 plus years experience, I would have given her less than 1 to 2 months to live max. And she's still here a few years later with a full quality of life that even Sloan is like, oh my God, what did you do? So I would encourage you guys to look at all of your options, traditional, non-traditional, reach out. I help some clients don't want traditional treatments like chemo and just use the healthier options, and some that just want traditional, and some that merge both. We don't necessarily have to choose one or the other because they can each complement the other.
And complementing what we really want.
Yes, and also viewers out there, if you don't already have my book, one of the cancer survivors in there wrote about. Hopefully, the book is Overcoming Life Obstacles. She wrote about. I have the belief. There you guys go. If you want it, worldwellnessexpert.com/OLO for the acronym of the book, Overcoming Life Obstacles. One of the authors in there is my client. These are real stories by real people. There's some cancer warriors in there. She had the strong mindset, and she's like, I know I'm going to be cured of my stage 4 cancer in the future. And after the book was published, she went into full remission. Woohoo! High
That's
five to you.
amazing.
You know who you are. Yeah. Yay! All right, awesome. And any final words? And we want to put your link, mention your link again, achievegreatnessdaily.com. So if you guys want Traci's really cool gift, it's a download that's really going to help move your needle forward. And what I believe is another parallel we have is we both overcome our own stuff. It's achievegreatnessdaily.com. No D.
No D
Yep.
before the, yeah, just
Yes.
achieve. Yeah.
Achievegreatnessdaily.com. What I noticed is we both overcame, had the strong mindset, overcame. We had to first believe it was possible, know what the resources that were out there. Take consistent action step because a dream is just a dream unless you put the action in to make it reality. And we had to never, ever quit. And then we're both helping people overcome what we already went through. So guys, like when you have the autoimmune problems, and I talk about me already having the roadmap, it's like this. If I go to Tony's Pizza and I've never been there and I ask somebody for directions and they've never been there, guys, how many times did you ever ask for directions and somebody that's never been there is trying to tell you, right? And like, maybe make a left or right, I'm not sure, possibly 2 lights or a mile down the road. And you're never going to get there. So stop asking people for directions who have never been. If you guys can relate to Traci, reach out to her. She's been there. If you can relate, you had autoimmune problems. I've overcome them, healed myself. Some of my doctors became my clients. I create the roadmap for autoimmune, not try this, try that. I worked out all the kinks and I give you the step-by-step plan. And that's what Traci does for ladies over 50, right? You create for them and the step-by-step plan. So ladies, sometimes we just need a different vehicle and we're just in the wrong vehicle and we need someone who has been there, done that, who can show us how to get there, give us the map, take out all the overwhelm and give us the step-by-step guidelines. And also, you don't have to learn from your own mistakes. You can learn from mine and maybe Traci's. I wish someone had already been through what I was going through and I could have learned from their mistakes and expedited my journey. So please, I encourage you ladies to reach out to someone that has already been through what you're going through because they're the only ones that can give you the roadmap and the steps on how to get there.
So true.
All right. And do you have any other final words? Maybe we'll throw up your website one more time. So, again, guys, if you want our freebies for today, if you go to worldwellnessexpert.com/30 days, you'll get 30 screensavers for your phone or laptop that are daily doses of positivity. And if you want Traci's gift, go to achieve, no D, achievegreatnessdaily.com/planner.
Mhm. Yes,
All
thank you.
right.
Thank
Awesome.
you,
All
Shayna,
right.
so much. I really
Thank
appreciate the
thank
opportunity to talk
you.
to you.
Well, thank you for your precious time, for inspiring and helping the ladies, especially those over 50, to show that there's a full life after a cancer diagnosis. And and guys, also with the ladies, the cancer warriors, the keys are in our genes and on our cellular level. And that's what I help them do. That's something modern medicine never, ever, ever addresses is the cellular level and how to get the healthy cells stronger and the cancer cells more susceptible to going away. All right. Thank you again, Traci, for all your words of wisdom and for this gift at achievegreatnessdaily.com/planner. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Again, follow us on social media. Click that subscribe button, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Same place. Be well. Bye
Thanks,
bye.
Shayna.
You're welcome.
Bye.